Okay, welcome everyone. It's been a while. I do programming note. I do have something planned with Aster. Uh, he's supposed to be promoting it. Uh, I've I've been away. I've been to Japan, so haven't really been doing much. I haven't qualified for anything PT. I think I'm the closest. I'm like 170th and something. But we're not here to talk about PT. We're here to talk about the Grandest Salami, which is a online league I'm in. I tanked real hard last year, and the first year player draft is starting, and yeah, so people are razzing me because people took their time last year, and we can't all stay up for other people. So, but I have the first pick this year. Um, yeah, so I was thinking of, instead of just going through the draft pool and I don't know, sorting by whatever, um, and like being like, oh, this player looks good. Um, Pitching potential, probably not really useful for battings. Instead, what I was thinking of doing, there's this guy who's a little ridiculous. He's overall 38. The thing to look out for is that he's 70, 70, 70. He's 16 years old, and he runs fast. So, barring any significant injuries, he's probably going to be good. Um, but again, that's not what we're here to look at. Um, what I wanted to do is something silly and look at the NCAA playoff coverage and just like look at these teams and like look at who are the good players and what year they're going to be they're going to be um, in the draft. So we have the Indiana State Sycamores, UC Irvine Anteaters. I don't like. I'm Canadian, so I don't know any of these NCAA teams. But let's take a look at these Indiana State Sycamores. They were first this year with 39-25 record. Gone through and I've looked at this team a little bit before, just like the leaders and stuff. So yeah, so if we go and kind of look at Matthew Erican, 21-year-old, uh, outfielder, corner outfielder, hasn't really put up just 2 WAR. If we go and we look at him relative to everyone else, he's more or less top end. He is going to be in the 2030 draft. But yeah, he probably is going to be an average to an above average outfielder, I would say, just because of the power. With the right park, with the right gap modifiers, the gap's going to play up, although without the speed. It's going to be a little bit of a mix there. So if we go back and kind of walk through, I've just been kind of looking at like this guy, with 50 power leading the team in home runs is a little odd, but I guess when we go to kind of look at, he's getting some good rolls in small samples. I think he might have dev'd up, but maybe not. He's just got lucky this year. Yeah, and then kind of looking at pitchers, they have 2 qualified pitchers. This Chris Rushton, who looks like, because of the throws left, like this profile kind of plays up, I think, a little bit. He obviously needs some development before he'd be able to play in the majors. But yeah, so again, he's not eligible until next year in the draft class, meaning that he's going to be able to fill out. He'll probably be, I don't know, first round, second round pick, depending on if people want pitching. Kind of just step through these other guys. Yeah, it's surprising that this team kind of made it, but I guess when you look at it relative to the NCAA, Erican is obviously kind of the all-star here. Oh, he's out for 4 months. I guess he just hurt himself. And if we kind of go back and we look at, the Illinois Fighting Illini, just kind of look through these leaderboards. So this is, again, another good profile, above average defense and left. 55 powers, 21-year-old, that's, he's kind of stuck there, so it's really just getting that contact up. No real big potential differences. Center field, so maybe he's a little, 65 in center field is kind of bit of a dice roll. Reef Snyder, odd little profile, probably best as a right fielder. Could steal, little slap hitter. Kind of makes sense. And then Terry Caps. Terry Caps is again a guy who's gonna, simmer for another year. People in TGS Discord talking about not wanting to take Centillion. Well, I'll go through some of the other top picks as well. If we kind of look at pitching, there's this Cy Daniels guy, not very good. Beckett Drumheller, yeah, this team is probably not not worth checking out. If we go over to the other side, look at some Louisville Cardinals. Don Stout, kind of a bad third baseman. Okay. Again, he's going to cook for another year. Elijah Babler, I think this, oh no, this guy's 2031, but I thought I saw him in the draft. This guy's kind of interesting. 65, switch hitter. Kind of better splits on the short side of the platoon. Looking at data, it looks like, from a pitching point of view, it's like a 70-30 split in the NL between right and left, and 60-40 split in the NL. But yeah, so nothing really to write home with about their pitchers. So good luck to the Cardinals in Division 1. Irvine Anteaters, I think. This guy's kind of interesting. 65 all around. Pretty good bat. Again, draft eligible next year. Feeder League? Oh, Ludwig. Sorry. No, yeah. So the way I don't know exactly who else gets into I think it's the high schools and the high schools and the colleges feed into the draft. So yeah, so what I wanted to look at is kind of like alumni from last year and look at the NCAA history index and see the top two teams last year. So there's the Clemson Tigers and the South Louisiana Lions. Clemson Tigers last year were 47-17. They had a pretty insane run. Just kind of looking at top players. Chris Rodriguez, he's been picked up by the Cubs in the second round, which is actually for a first base DH, this is actually really, really good. A Lots of power, plays up in Wrigley, so good second round pick. Some of the other guys who kind of crushed it. Zapala was a freshman, I guess, and now he's a sophomore, but he's not going to go until next year. Who else? Barco's also next year guy. But again, like MLB 60 power already is pretty good stuff. And looking at some of the pitchers, let's look at, I don't know, FIP. So top FIP guy was James Gaspard. Yeah, he got picked by the Cincinnati Reds, who's being manned now by ex-content director Chris Jardine. Pretty good guy. A little low on stuff and a little low on movement, but you know, the stuff should come. 3 potential pitches, 3/4, so splits should be minimal. 96 to 98 is going to be rough. If that gets up to like 100, then this will probably get up to, I don't know, maybe 60 or 70 even. And in that case, that's going to be pretty good. So yeah, and then who was the other side of that? It was the South Louisiana. Who was good on that team? Aiden Barrier. He looks like he's still there. He's gonna cook another year. This is like probably a better Santillan, but maybe not. I'd much rather have a guy like this profile just because of my park, but I'm gonna take Santillan. Can't stop me. But maybe I'll get him next year, depending on how the season's going. We'll see. Who else was good last year? Timmy Lowe. Timmy Lowe got drafted. Got traded with the Kansas City Monarchs. Cubes, Star Factories, Kansas City Monarchs. For John Summy, he was a round 2 pick, 61st pick overall. Got traded for John Summy, who looks like he's kind of hurt himself. And Lyle Stonehawker. Oh, okay. There's this guy. How did he do in the series against me? He went, he played 2 games and he went 0 for 4. Perfect. I love it. So yeah, so that's kind of the NCAA. There's some high school guys as well. Take a quick look at high school. They're in the off-season center. Let's see who is leading the high school teams. Alan Weeks is 17-year-old. Decent. Let's see who had the most home runs. Fleischer. He's not going to be eligible for a few more years. And then kind of look at some of the pitching leaders. Oh, torn rotator cuff for the 15-year-old left-hander. How many games did he pitch? He pitched 9 games. Hopefully he recovers. Will be a few years out. Let's look at the Schlitt guy. He's going to be in it this year. Ground ball pitcher, already throws 95, 97. 50 stuff. Cool. I don't know. Let's take a look at the Southwest League. Let's see, is Santillan on here? Nope. What league is Santillan in? Is he in the International League? Couldn't even lead his team in home runs. Apparently, Palomino is the guy to get. Who is like absolutely useless. Who's the war leader? It has to be Centillion. Yeah, okay. Pitching doesn't look to be that good. Not a lot of high overall guys. Even though overall is not that useful. But yeah, how do I get High School Southwest? This was International High School? I forget. Yeah, that's the one. So if we go and look here, apparently Palomino, in terms of leaders, this guy. So another guy to kind of maybe target, not this year, but obviously next year, 70, 70, 70 with this kind of, with 45 power for your shortstop is probably going to be a plus value. But yeah, Santillion with like 65 power, which I think he just devved up recently. Well, he always had 70, 70. His eye went down actually. So hopefully that's like borderline 50, 55, and then he can pick that up. He will pair nicely in Winter Ball with where is he? Where is he? Oh, did I move him up already? With Gabby Martinez. I feel like they'll be. It's almost like Boned Lad. Like if one of them was an outfielder and the other one. I'm not really sure where to play Gabby. Like I kind of feel like he can probably play second base with 60 range. Might also play him in left field, but I feel like this is too good if this develops. So, yeah, so let's go back and look at some of the statistics from the international. DeSoto, he's 2031. That was just kind of lucky, I would say. Anyone else who's Gayton? Yeah, 70, 75 will get you that many stolen bases. Win probability out. Who is this Mendieta? Oh, that was, that shortstop for War. Centillion was third. This guy, I don't get this guy. Just a lucky small sample size playing well. Playing in a stats only league would be really hard because you'd be like, oh man, this guy is awesome. And then have to really kind of break down how lucky he is. But that's pretty much just like his BABIP is he either has like 70 contact, 0 home runs, but even 7 home runs is non-zero, so it'd be kind of hard for that to not be able to tell that BABIP is fabricated. Now when we go and kind of look at some of the pitchers coming out, lefty, 2031, not really interested. Wins are important. Yeah, this got 9 wins in international high school, which was basically average. What else would be good to kind of look here? Ks, let's see. This is your K leader, which again, turning on relative, 50, 50 Ks is 50 stuff was all you need. All right, let's go back. So, all right, so this is being done in I think reverse win order. So last year I had the worst record. Snaggle J had the second worst. I don't know who the current Cleveland Spider owner is. He's been kind of passed around. I think it's one named Tex Cow. Yeah, and then Seattle, San Diego, Los Angeles, Portland, Florida, Arizona, Baltimore, Giants, Browns, Cowboys, Rays, Tigers, Phillies, Monarchs, Twins, Red Sox, Atlanta Hammers, Toronto Blue Jays, Washington Nationals, Milwaukee Brewers, New York Yankees, Colorado Rockies, Oakland Athletics, Anaheim Angels, Chicago White Sox, Chicago Cubs, New York Mets, and then our two new expansion teams, manned by Mike ABC and Your Kidneys. I think they then get a supplemental pick in the second round, which isn't in here, but in the first 5 rounds, I think they get a supplemental pick. So I'll be picking first, and then I'll be picking 35th. So yeah, so let's kind of look at whatever the random OAC mock draft and go through kind of the first round. AJ Kingery, relative to international high school, is a beast. Relative to other stuff, this bat, like if Centillion was left-handed, I think he'd be a god, but well, he's gonna still be a god. This is still pretty good. The defense, he's gonna be okay in left field, but that bat probably holds him up. Vincent Thomas, I think he's also a pitcher. No, I'm thinking of another guy. Vincent Thompson. Again, this is like big beefy boy draft, because all these guys with like 60 plus power. Again, can play left field reasonably well. Right field, probably okay, reasonably well as well. He's number 1 prospect. Lots of power. This bum, who's also 65 power, 70-70 gap. I'm surprised. Well, maybe not. 47 extra base hits out of 160. So it was basically half his 40. Let's do some quick math. 44% of his hits were extra base hits. So that's cool. Yeah, he's good. Bustler's oh, another thing on Centillion. This is pretty good, peripheral role, I would say. Bustler. Again, 80 grade. When we transitioned to OOTP 24, it was really weird. A lot of the overalls just kind of went all over the place. This is okay. He needs a lot to develop. I always struggle to kind of believe that this kind of profile is going to develop, but he's 18. He's going to probably gain some whatever muscle or whatever the equivalent is in OOTP. Timmy Lux, another good left-handed bat, can play left field adequately, can't play anywhere else. Borderline DH. Toby Hopper, a little better in left, switch hitter with strong side splits, so this is actually pretty good. There was a guy who got taken last year, with probably a similar profile, but for first base. So being left field, it's a little more valuable. Greg Shore, pretty good. Solid, third base option. Going to be great defensively. Can play some right field. If he devs up the 60 contact, I think this is going to be, really good with this being a plus defender. Who knows how, like, if this is 80 or 80 plus. Jeremiah Bork. Bork. First baseman, DH. We have so much of those. Let's see. Just want to check one thing. Oh, we have a few people. Jeremiah Bork. Yeah. Franklin McLaughlin. So this was a picture that, as I've been kind of being obsessed and like looking up every individual player so people don't bust my balls for taking my time. This is one guy that is kind of interesting. I kind of drafted someone similar, and he's on my 60-day because I'm not very good at this game. But he had a kind of a similar profile. He dev down, Minish dev down stuff, but he's only 93, 95, but he's had a few velo bumps already, so it's a little... He might get a third one. He's got one from 91 to 94, and then 94 to 95. If he gets like another big one, he's still young. He's a little, I want to say fragile. But he's got the good work ethic, so hopefully I get like a good TCR story next off season or something. McLaughlin is probably in that same realm. If he bumps up to 70 movement, it's going to be really good. He's already kind of strong side. There's still like 50% right-handed bat, so this is still pretty good. The control and the stuff. Maybe not the best pitcher in the draft, but some people think this guy is the best pitcher. Previously, he was ranked number 1. The worry, well, even without a movement bump, like without getting the 50 movement, he's like really probably a okay, well, maybe not an okay. He'll be good whatever he does, but not that good. And it really depends on the park because he's gonna give up lots of home runs with he's like a 3 true outcome pitcher. He's gonna strike people out, or he's gonna walk people, or he's gonna give up home runs. Unsure what his BABIP is, but doesn't really have a lot of room to develop. Like it's really that 5, the 5 on the fastball to kind of get the 5 on the movement control and stuff. But then he's only 91, 93. He's a finesse pitcher. He's 22, so he's a little older. His splits aren't that bad. Like it's a little splitty. So he's probably someone that requires at least like a couple of velo bumps. Let's see if he's gotten any. So he did get the velo bump from 90 to 92. He got it. He just got it? Yeah, he just got it actually. So maybe another velo bump, and then, movement and stuff go up. If he gets up to 75, 55, like 75, 55, 45, I think that's, or 80, 55, 45, I think that's getting to be a little bit more probably like SP3. Ayala. He can apparently play first because he's 6'4" and he has 40 infield range, so that's kind of good. Again, lots of pop, not a lot of everything else. Irikian. I kind of like this guy. Um, the power gap, he doesn't really have a lot to develop, but he's pretty much all boiled in. Barton Messick. Now this is a guy. Now this is a guy. Um, 70 infield range, 60 power, 45 eye. He just ruptured his Achilles tendon, so I'm not really sure what that means when that happens. But he's gonna hit like 25 home runs, I think, as a shortstop, or you could play him at second base. Regardless, middle infield with 25 home runs is going to be a little, even more. Well, I guess he got 18 home runs in his 2 college, so hopefully he's probably going to drop because he's on the IL, or people will just be like, screw it. Having my shortstop hit, 20 plus home runs is a plus. Like if we just go and look at stats for last year, and we go batting stats, home runs, split time frame last year. Wade Wilcox was silly and hit 70, and Chimera's kind of beast of a stadium. But if we then like limit this to like shortstops, Quentin Keytron, let's do some filtering magic. Let's say fielding stats for shortstops. Let's say you had to have played, not innings here. Oh, here we go. Let's say you had to play like 1,200 innings. No one played 1,200 innings. 800 innings. $200 innings. How many innings did he play? Oh, I can't. Okay. Right. Okay. So now we can go to batting stats and we can say for last year who hit the most home runs, and it was Oscar Rose with 50. So compare Oscar Rose, who's absolutely killing it for Max Fire, with Merrick. He's gonna hit, a standard deviation and a half more home runs, VR. So yeah, you're looking at probably 20 to 25, maybe. Rose is good. Max Fire was right before me, and he took Rose that year. It made me sad. I think I picked Hallman instead after him in that draft. Yeah. Who in his 2 games did really well, and then proceeded to pull his hammy, which is cool. Love it. All right, back to the draft. So that's Messick. Carl Bergeron. Mediocre third baseman, mediocre outfielder. Okay, not mediocre third baseman. Average third baseman, above average bat. And especially as this develops, he's going to be like, we still have 50 power here. What are they feeding? What are these feeding these boys? 50 power, 70 catcher ability, great bat for a catcher. This will be, I probably would imagine this guy goes, top 10 or so. Orive, 3 good potential pitches, good stamina, ground ball pitcher, high movement, just needs that stuff to kind of bake in, kind of high velo. We'll see where that goes. VJ Hunt, I think this is a guy that I had just because I'm enamored by left-handed pitchers. 50-50, 30 is, a bad, like that control is like bad, but that gets up to like 40, and we get the consequently like same bumps. Then he gets his velo. He goes from like 93 to like 96, 97 with all these pitches. Should be a good pitcher. Let's see. Gord Domenko. Decent outfield, well trained in left, can steal a few bases, can hit the ball in the gap. This is going to be probably, 2 to 3 WAR. He's going to be a major league contributor to whoever drafts him, so that's cool. Leo Smoyer, another lefty, kind of, I guess, junk baller. Maybe not junk baller. Primary slider, but that's probably why his overall is suppressed a little bit. But, generally going to be good. Movement gets up. He'll get a few more degrees, or not degrees, miles per hour on his fastball. Ian Tremblay. This is a guy that kind of interests me, although his labrum's now torn. High int, so you never know what you're going to get, but, 3 good pitches. As long as the labrum, he is fragile. That's kind of the issue. Oh, this is the reason. I was looking, I was like, this guy looks interesting, but, in the past 3 years, he's missed right shoulder, right elbow, right shoulder with a setback. So I suspect maybe a second round he'll go. Logan Postel, another solid, splitty, platoon outfielder. Give 1 to 2 WAR in the right park, I would imagine. Andy Strasser, home run alone, he's probably going to put up 1 or 2 WAR, but the contact needs to develop. Klassen, 41 overall pitcher, so he'd probably do well in AA. Roman Kirsch. He's another guy who looks kind of interesting. The 25-25 changeup is a little scary, but 92-94 with 55 potential stuff. Probably gets that up to 65 after he gets a few velo bumps, if he works hard. Not high work ethic, but he could probably be like an SB5 or a longman. Or, well, no, he probably would go put him as reliever, go to ratings, and then set him relative to NCAA. So he'd probably be pretty good. Yeah, he'd get big velo bump for 260 or 65 and a 55. So Kirsch is interesting. Lance, 80 arm saves this guy. Probably is like replacement level, I would say, unless he devs up. Arija Dunlap, this is another good guy. Again, so many fragile players, but 50 arm, can play right field. That is ridiculous for MLB. Yeah, I'd call him up with his whatever ends up his movement is. Or not his movement, his BABIP, but 45, 60, 35 on a short side platoon, but with 65, 65, and 60. Like, that's a good player. Probably average to above average, well, probably average defense and right. Cameron Peacock, first base DH. None of these guys usually go in a draft unless people are unless the bat is just like absolutely insane. OSA is just bad. Evan Bridges. This is a guy I probably have on my short list, but I have 100 guys on my short list, so I'm not sure who I would take in subsequent rounds. But this is not a lot of BABIP, but let's kind of look. His BABIP is high, probably because defense is bad. But the 65 range, you can like think about putting him in center field with the whatever 20 to 25 home runs. It's probably net positive. Alfredo Pina, below average outfield, or like slightly below average. Kind of splitty probably. Might have to be taken just because it might drop off. Look at Dale Turcotte. Not the best profile. Probably like a really gold glove, whatever, third baseman. Missing the bat though. Aiden Deering. This is an interesting profile. You could probably play this at second. If you want to be creative, you could probably play him at shortstop. Probably need the contact to develop if you're suicidal like that, but 65 at shortstop with this kind of bat isn't too crazy. I think the league is kind of adapting that the trade-offs for defense and bat is higher, so I've kind of done that. Like I was like really looking to like need to have like I was just bad at like assessing bats and stuff. I was kind of like enamored with this profile, but like without the home run power and without the eye, the gap and the contact and the ABK doesn't really play up. So there was one guy that I kind of traded for before I kind of changed my mind about how I wanted to build the team, and that was who is it? Bernie Whalen. I was like, this guy is gonna slap, and he probably was gonna slap. He probably would have a place. If this was 55 or 60 range, I think that'd be a lot better. But ADI. He's wishing he was playing in the majors. He's doing okay. We've only had like a week and a half, and I think I just kind of do whatever with my minors. So, not really having like the BABIP that I would hope, but I guess 50, 35, 50 is probably like close to like a 45 BABIP. I'm not sure. It's really hard to kind of figure out BABIP. There are some very old calculators that I've been told are completely wrong. You can see the BABIP. Yeah, apparently 50, 35, 50 is like 55 BABIP, but no one can really give me a straight answer. But yeah, he did well in Indianapolis last year, but I've kind of gone the other way. I have Padre, who put up .2 WAR last year, but really I wasn't really playing him in the best of positions. But he's playing now. I just traded for some guys. I have somehow lucked my way into a 15-9 record, which kind of unexpected, kind of not. Quick look at just kind of breakdown. Last 10 games, 8-2. I was on a 9-game winning streak, and then Cube's Kansas City Monarchs took 2 out of 3 from me at home, which was a little demoralizing. I think I'm somehow winning 1-run games without the best bullpen, but yeah. So the idea, I did trade for a couple of guys. I traded for Ian Cousins, who I'm planning on replacing Padre with. Giving up a lot in terms of base running, but Cousins isn't that bad. Yeah, but the idea, I guess, is that like VR, like the 55, the 60, like going from 40 home run power to 60 home run power, VR is really, really good. And I think I just didn't really appreciate the difference. And then going from 45 contact to 55 contact is a little silly. So that's one big trade I did. So VL, they're about the same, but I kind of platoon enough. Other platoons I kind of got rid of is I traded for this guy, Bob Club, who should be giving me above average defense. And then, the 50, 60, no splits, up, improved base running. Previously, I was doing a platoon with a bunch of, this guy, Caden Lohman, who I gave him like 14 games, 13 games. He started 11 of them. He did okay. But he, him and Knopf. I've kept Knopf. I might be moving him. No, I don't think so. I'm keeping Knopf now. Just kind of leaning into power. This week I have 3 games at home with Washington, and then I go on the road to Atlanta. Atlanta's first in the standings. Shout out to Jericho. Is he playing Truist Park? Yeah, Truist Park, which is playing kind of up for average, up for doubles, and then kind of down for home runs. So his team is absolutely crushing it. Quick look at his batting leaders. Trujillo is batting 360, 23 games into the season. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff right there. Yeah. And then the best hitter in TGS, 26-year-old Jake Schmidt, might be a little a little controversial, but great third baseman. Has had terrible injury history. He TCR'd and then he immediately got hurt. 3-4 months, 2-3 weeks. Last year he had a 5 to 6 week. His knees, his backs, substantial, moderate. Basically, as long as Schmidt's on the field, I think Atlanta's gonna keep winning. So hopefully he continues, because that's a really good bat, and it's not one where the injuries are really gonna take much from him. It's not like he's losing his eyesight. I think he might be losing his gap because of the knee stuff, but he lost a bit of power, which, as long as he's in the 50 to 60 range. Yeah, this was when he TCR'd in 2028. To the moon. To the moon. He just decided he got, I don't know what the storyline was, but he probably got laser eye surgery. Fixed his eyes, put on some glasses. Let's see who's the home run leader here. I think. Where's home runs? Are they not here? On the main page? Corley. Corley was a guy I think Jericho was hoping would have been taken in the in the expansion draft. He's getting paid. He's getting paid $40 million to hit some home runs. 100% of his home runs hit the moon. TJ, are you talking? Are you watching me talk, or is this just, or you're replying? Oh, you're probably replying to Centillion. I thought TJ was in here. He's the reigning champion, the New York Mets. On pace for 7.3 WAR. I'll probably keep Knopf for one more sim because, or maybe not, because after next sim, which is this Sunday, we sim on Tuesday and we do. I have 4 in Colorado and it's in Coors Field, and then we go to Houston, who Houston's having some trouble. I just traded them a few guys. Finn Weaver, who put up 0.6 WAR in one sim. It's a little silly. I picked this guy up off of waivers and then flipped him along with a few other guys for Bob Club. Hunter Radley, this guy who is playing AAA. What are the... TGS drafts? Oh. There's... Apparently I've taken... We've had 7 drafts, I guess, and I've taken 5 batters and 2 pitchers. I don't even remember who my first round picks are. Well, the 2 pitchers I think are Minich. That's kind of weird. Minich and click on count. Oh, okay. So that's kind of neat. So, interesting. This is kind of neat. I'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah, so probably going to keep Knopf until then. Not sure. Getting Cousins. Cousins is probably going to go in for Padre, or if I really... I might waive TGS legend Geraldo Medrano. He's a few seasons removed from putting up 7 WAR. He kind of died, and then I think I picked him, or I signed him, and played him a lot last year. Still can run, 500 BABIP and 17 plate appearances is totally sustainable. Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah, so going through kind of previous first round draft picks, which I don't really think this is up to date, because no, this would be up to date. So Pirates in 2022, I picked up Jacob Wilner in my first draft in the 7th pick. He's on his way to Montreal to pitch in the bullpen likely, but he's going to be there. And then let's see, 2023, I don't know what I was smoking, but I drafted this guy, who's been passed around a little bit. Picked him as 9th pick overall, gave him $2.7 million. Probably would have ended up being okay. Traded him to the Cubs for Ray Poe, who is now in Independent League. Yeah. And then who did I pick next? 2024. Again, not the smartest. Picked up this guy, Bad Company Gum. He's okay. He's currently in Philadelphia. If that eye was like 55, it probably plays up a little bit more. If it was AVK, just like not a good pick on my part. And then I made the best pick ever. In the 12th pick, I picked up this guy, who I now traded away. But Roman Damrach, traded away. TCR'd crazily. Never talk about him again. 2026, I thought I was doing really well. I ended up picking up Cannon Stokes So I was going to run Cannon Stokes and Damratch, and my window of like 2027, 2028 was going to be good. He's a little splitty. He played up really well. I think he lost a little contact. He won a gold glove in 2027 for me. My only award, I think. And then finally, oh no, not finally. Then I picked up Carol Hyman, if I could spell, who again, hopefully this thigh injury doesn't slow him down. This is, great bat, great second baseman. Should put up like 3-ish WAR, hopefully, but we'll see. And then 2029, I picked up, I don't know, 2028. Yeah, this is missing one, it looks like. End year 2030. Yeah, that's weird. But yeah, I picked up my current ace, Levi Bearden. He's not really my ace, but, he's doing okay. And I think that's all I really need out of him. He's already kind of dev'd a couple of velo bumps, so he's already in 95, 97. Doubt he gets up to 99, but it would be nice if that movement stays up, and be nice if his potential stays up. It would be nice if that control comes back. But we'll see. He's in the big leagues. He's intelligent. He gets out left-handed bats. He hopefully doesn't face too many right-handed bats. Yeah. And then I think last year I picked... I went crazy and went for another pitcher and picked Braden Minich, who's out. And something that I learned is that in spring training, don't put people on the IL if they're not on your 40-man roster, because they put you on your 40-man roster. So I kind of wasted it. But fast-tracked Minich from A plus ball. He dominated his first 4 starts, and it was like, yeah, my philosophy of how to set up my minors changed, and yeah, so rushed him to AAA, had a great time. 12 games started, so kind of just looking at the Pirates and looking at minor league system report. Is this the one I want? I don't think so. I think I want, yeah, no, I want top prospects. No, report. I want like the farm system position rankings. Thinks Hallman's a great shortstop. Probably will eventually play him there, I guess, when Martinez is up. Leyva I just traded away for Cousins. Nathan Robichaux. Okay there, OTP. I have no left fielders, so that's fine. It thinks Eric Capadonia should play right field. I disagree, but we'll see. Yeah, Gabby Martinez. Apparently the 12th best second baseman. I don't know where else he wants him to play. There's another thing I want to find. Front office, player development. Maybe this is the one. So yeah, outfielders. I think I took Rosas second last year. Yeah, no, second 2 years ago. 80-80. He did dip outfield range, which was a little scary, but he got it back. Keel's up. Keel's probably going to go down, I'm guessing. But then I have Khan, and Khan's okay, but he really needs a little bit more. Parkerson. This is a decent one. I like this. Really want that power to kind of increase a little bit more, but he's still only 20, so his profile can kind of get beefed up, and that would be really good. So Lohman at third. Probably can find something better on the free agent market. We have Conklin and Hallman. We have Gabby coming up. Edwards is up. Pratt is up. So now we're looking at our second kind of set of guys. Hickman's control needs a little bump, but he's fragile. Narvaez. If he can dev with the high work ethic, I think this is going to be pretty good. And he's durable. So kind of looking forward to that. Marco Guin, another great guy. No work ethic, so he's like a guy I probably have to R5 in the hope that he devs enough. Kind of just struggling in rookie ball. Let's see. If we go yeah, this is prospects only. So yeah, basically Centillion is gonna, barring any like catastrophic injury to him, but I think his season's done. Like I don't think they're playing anymore. Yeah, they're in the off season. So unless he like slams his like hand in a trunk or something, it's probably not a lot going to be happening. So yeah, so he's probably going to slot in as right fielder, left fielder. There's a couple of catchers I really liked. There's a couple of middle infielders I really liked. There's a couple of pitchers I really liked. So Lou Zorza, he's pretty much ready to come up. Not going to really strike out that many people. Already kind of at... He's a starter, apparently, so I might try doing that. Maybe. Who knows? He does have the stamina, but... Oh, that's projected row there. Oh, no, it's projected row bullpen. Okay. I didn't know that changed based on what league you were. So yeah, it's almost been, whatever, 15 minutes. Kind of out of ideas to talk about. You can go look at someone else's roster. Go look at the expansion teams. Go look at Snaggle's roster. Go look at DRC's roster. Apparently, I lead the league in stolen bases. That's kind of fun. Eric Cabadonia is on pace to obliterate every record, I guess. So if he's on pace for 209, which is like maybe a little excessive. Did I just screw everything up? No. So if we go look at like Pirates records, team history index, batter index, no, leaders, batters, batting average 351. Let's bookmark this. Bookmark current stream. Pirates record book. So batting average 351. Capadonia is currently oh no, I don't want to split last year. Capadonia is currently 352. I can't save that current page. On base percentage 400. 447. Slugging percentage 584. I don't think he's going to beat 584. Slugging. Do I have slugging on here? I don't think so. 489. Pratt might beat it with 653. Is that going to beat it? Yeah. Pratt might beat it. OPS. OPS. Cappadonia's 935. Pratt's 107. That's obviously going to sustain throughout the entire season. But yeah. WAR, I think he's on pace for like 9 WAR. Games, he's not going to play 162. I think I have him at like 155. Actually, has he played? I don't think he's sat. Can change the strategy. Maybe drop it down to like a 91. And then there's my sliders if anyone cares. So yeah, so hopefully he'll play, maybe. I think Nevis still has to be 97. Yeah. Let's look at what else. What other things can he? War, games, at-bats, 647. What was Cappadonia projected for? 695. Yeah, Cappadonia, if he keeps it up, is probably going to rewrite the Pirates record book, which will be kind of neat. Haven't really had a season like this in whatever the year and a bit that we've been playing, in the 8 years in game. So I feel like this week is going to be kind of, I know it's early, but this week is going to be kind of important. Washington Pumps team, really, really good. There's jokes about Bert and his Dodgers and his predecessor trading away Oberlin Belial, who may or may not be misused as a right fielder. Who's to say? Short side platoon though, but I'm gonna probably be pitching. Who am I gonna be pitching? Timothy Goins in game 1, who I've he started a bunch of games. He's opened for me. Generally good guy. I like him. But Washington, tough team. I thankfully I'm gonna miss, I think, Wes Hanya, who's like leading the league in WAR. This is obnoxious. I'm so lucky that I don't think I'm gonna face him. Yeah, he just pitched, so very, very lucky. Augustino, no slouch. And then we get kind of Arant, who looks like he's been a bit unlucky. I don't. He's given up a lot of home runs, so I don't expect much. And then Alexis Maple's kind of the same. No, Maple's done well, and then Legrand. So we'll see. It'll be exciting. And then whatever Zelan is doing, just keep on doing. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys liked my ramblings. If anyone's in TGS, now you know all my secrets. Yeah, don't know what else to say. Cheers. I'll probably raid into someone. Who is here? Twitch. Let's raid into my favorite streamer, Ripley the Oriole. Raid Ripley the Oriole. I think that's his name, right? All right. He's a little bit of a character. So, yeah, enjoy the raid. And otherwise, cheers, and see you all Tuesday for Perfect Team stuff. All right. Bye.